So let's hear what President Trump has to say. I got a feeling I'm not going to like it, but it's Israel news, so I'm used to that.
CNN breaking news.
All right, the breaking news this morning, major breaking news. Israel says it has launched an unprecedented attack on Iran, targeting the country's nuclear sites and top military leaders, and the operation very much ongoing. The Israel Defense Forces say they used 200 fighter jets, striking more than 100 targets so far across the country. And we just got new reaction from President Trump. We'll have much more on that in just a moment. Video shows explosions at one of the sites in northwest Iran. The Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu says the attack struck at the heart of Iran's nuclear program, and they would last, quote, as many days as it takes. Black plumes of smoke rose over Natanz. That's the site of Iran's main nuclear enrichment.
That shit look like the 4th of July, that, like fireworks. Oh, my God.
Facility. The country's Atomic Energy Agency says the attack there caused, quote, superficial damage. Iran State TV says the strikes killed several top military leaders and nuclear scientists, including 3 of the most powerful people in the country.
Oh, he killed Soleimani. Damn, even the Marine Corps used to give briefs on this motherfucker. Major General Hossein Soleimani. He's a badass. IRGC, Iranian Guard Corps, whatever. They like the Navy SEALs of fucking Iran. That's crazy.
The commander of Iran's Revolutionary Guard, the country's highest-ranking military officer, and its former national security chief.
CNN's Kylie Atwood now reporting that the Trump administration is still hoping that nuclear talks with Iran will go ahead as planned this weekend in Amman. That is according to 2 sources familiar with the matter. A U.S. official saying we still intend to have talks Sunday. And just this morning, President Trump is offering his first public reaction to this major escalation in the Middle East. CNN's Elena Treen joining us right now for the latest on that angle. Elena, what are you hearing from the White House right now?
Yeah, this is the first official response we have gotten from President Donald Trump this morning. Came in just moments ago. And I will chance after chance to try and make this deal, but that they couldn't get it done. He said that he warned them of the manpower that both the United States and Israel has, and that those took a hardline position during these negotiations in Iran over a potential nuclear deal are, quote, all dead now. And then he said, quote, there has already been great death and destruction, but there is still time to make this slaughter, with the next already planned attacks being even more brutal, come to an end. Iran must make a deal before there is nothing left and save what was once known as the Iranian Empire. No more death.
That's crazy as hell. First of all, it was once known as the Persian Empire. If you didn't know that, Iran, if you ever like, what happened to Persia? You see the Prince of Persia? Persia became Iran, so it's still there. To tell somebody, a country, just as a man, think of it, with all the men that got fucking overloaded testosterone and aggressive energy and that masculine energy. Imagine coming to the table with somebody. Imagine you're a leader of a country and you come to the table of negotiation, and the other country is holding a fucking gun to your head, like, yeah, you better agree. What we going to agree on? I'm going to shoot you. And you don't agree, they pop your ass in your knee. Okay, you better hurry up. Pow, he shot you in the other knee. Okay, look, we going to make a deal or what? Is that a fucking negotiation? A negotiation is when 2 people or whatever, 2 entities are come together or more to negotiate. I like this, I like that. You compromise, give and take. They're trying to force Iran into what they want. And that fucking weak ass, I voted for President Trump. Let me tell you that. I voted for him to hope that he goes a different way than Biden. This is the issue I voted on for him. I'm like, Biden keep giving Netanyahu everything he want, and Netanyahu's still going on TV and like, y'all not moving quick enough. Y'all not doing this. And then I'm like, damn, Kamala ain't saying nothing different. She basically saying the same thing as him. Even Bernie Sanders came out like, yeah, you don't want to support her, and because you don't know how, like, she's giving Israel everything, like, y'all don't like that. But I'm like, Trump was going out at the time, like, I don't even like I don't like Netanyahu, but he was like, you know, Netanyahu kind of felt me. We were supposed to attack this leader together and as a joint operation, and he just pulled out the day of. We don't know. I don't know. And I was hoping with Trump ego that he like, yeah, Netanyahu, you doing too much. And that may still be the issue. That may still be the truth. He might be on the phone room like, yo, you got to stop this. But But I don't like this. I don't like that statement like, oh, we told them to hurry up before they attack them. I tried to, no matter how close we get, we just couldn't do it. So you're on a deadline. Hey, you better come up with an agreement by this date or we're going to bomb your ass. I feel like Netanyahu got President Trump balls in his hand and then squeezing him. And I don't know with a statement like that how he's going to back out of it now. Like, he could have easily said, like, no, we don't agree. We want to do this by diplomatic means, but Israel have the right to defend itself. Whatever fucking bullshit they want to say. But for us to be doing this, like supporting them and just giving them more and more weapons, and we can't tell them what to do, right? They said time and time again, well, Israel, their own nation, we can't tell them what to do. So we can trade. Like, you would give your gun to a child or to your brother or whatever and not even ask what they're going to do with it. Hey, it's in my name. Hey, here's my gun. You want to borrow it? Yeah. Yeah, I'm going to run real quick. I'll bring it back. Wait, what you going to do with it? Why you taking my gun? Nah, I can't tell him what to do. He got my gun and I gave it to him, but hey, he's his own man. Shit is ridiculous. Like, that statement was bullshit.
No more destruction. Just do it before it is too late.
God bless you all. These are supposed to be, and that's what the crazy shit too. They're supposed to be like Christian America, like the King of Kings, Jesus Christ, come save me. I'm not that into it. But if you're a real Christian, you're just going to say, yeah, they slaughtering you, like the Jews. Like, the Christians are going behind the Jews and saying, like, yeah, we're going to clean up your mess. Whatever you do, yeah. The Jews don't even fucking like Jesus. He's just a regular dude to them. Like, nobody famous, like, to them. But yet they go behind them and, like, yeah. Like, I don't know if it's, like, because the stories intertwine. Like, Jesus was a Jew, so, like, their story real with, you know, Moses and everything. So then it leads to the Bible. Like, so it's like, hey, we can't say that these are not the people of God because the Bible says, like, there was Jewish people and blah, 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 blah. Like, God bless you all. Just do it before it's too late. This shit is crazy. We didn't even do this. Like, the reason, people forget the reason that we went, like, the whole war after 9/11 is because they told us they had weapons of mass destruction. Otherwise, we'd be like, damn, we just kind of destroying their places. We keep, like, saying we're spreading democracy and taking their oil and doing bullshit to them. Like, damn, kind of fucked up. Like, all those lives lost. But, I mean, like, damn, I wouldn't blame them. Like, they want America out of their land. Like, let them fight it, whatever. But they had to tell us, no, actually, it might happen again. It might be bigger. You think this is something, 9/11, the Twin Towers? You think, I mean, with the weapons they got, and oh, my God, we need to stop them. So we said, fuck it. Damn, we got to go in. And then it turns out they lied to us. There was no weapons of mass destruction. They just fucking just said it. And now we're watching the same shit from the same playbook. They just saying shit. Oh, yeah, Iran, this nuclear stuff and blah, 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 and Hamas, we got to stop them, blah, 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 blah. World War III. It may seem like it can't happen in 2025. We got too much technology, blah, blah. No, it's actually even because shit spread, disinformation spread with the quickness.
Now, Kate, you mentioned this, but Kylie Atwood reporting that they are still hoping to have this next round of talks on Sunday in Oman. I will note that it is very hard to see that the Iranians are going to want to do that at this point. But from our conversations behind closed doors with some of these sources, they are saying that they are hoping they can still move forward with a potential nuclear deal. They do want that to be really the way to salvage all of this before more attacks begin to continue. And you kind of heard the president himself reiterate that. Now, a few things I also want to point out is that we did hear from Secretary of State Marco Rubio yesterday saying, again, that the U.S. had no involvement in this and that Israel believed that this action was necessary for self-defense. But we do know as well that Trump administration officials, people here at the White House, they were given aware and told to prepare for these strikes. So they were bracing for this yesterday when we saw those first strikes hit in Iran. And I also know, when I reported this with Kylie as well, is that the president had convened a cabinet level meeting last night as these strikes were happening. That meeting, I would like to point out, was actually scheduled before Israel began its attack. They wanted to start to coordinate what the official U.S. response would be. So again, adding to the point that they kind of knew about this. Now, of course, I think the big picture here is that, one, President Donald Trump has not kept quiet about his frustrations with Iran and for what he believes is a very slow pace in the progression of talks over a nuclear deal. Again, to reiterate, they still want to have those talks. They do not believe that this deal is not unsalvageable. But of course, these attacks really throw that into question. Another big question I have, and I'm hoping to get answers from this White House today, is whether or not President Donald Trump spoke with Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu specifically and directly about this, and whether he tried to warn them against this, because we know in the past the president has told Netanyahu not to do this while these talks over a nuclear deal played out. But clearly, this administration was aware that this would happen, and now they are trying to make.
He's literally a hold of his balls. He say don't do it, just like Joe Biden's like, don't do this, I wouldn't do this, let's bring aid. And Netanyahu was like, who the fuck you talking to? He came to our Congress, was like, yo, y'all just need to shut up and help us quicker. We asking for shit, and y'all taking too long. We ain't asking for y'all advice. We ain't asking for y'all to work with us. We ain't asking for y'all to give us permission. We gonna do what the fuck we want to do. Just sell us the weapons because we got APAC, and I'm paying for all you motherfuckers in here. Literally, I seen something on Piers Morgan's when they were like, if there was a Russia pact and Congress and everybody knew about it and everybody was taking money from them, there would be a fucking outburst. There would be documentaries of it. Oh my God, Russia is interfering in America politics. How can we let this happen? Foreign money, blah, blah. But because it's Israel, we like, oh, it's just damn near, it's just America. It's like another state. No.
Make their response known in that they want these talks to continue.
Joining us now, CNN Chief International Anchor Christian Amanpour and CNN's Oren Lieberman in Jerusalem for us. First to you, Christian. When you were looking at this, Israel says it's going to keep these attacks ongoing. Iran has already started to retaliate. Do you see this as an all-out war now?
Well, it just depends actually on Iran's ability to retaliate and what happens next and whether the United States or others get involved. As you know, publicly the U.S. said that Israel did it alone, unilateral. Here in Europe, our allies have backed off. They've said they had nothing to do with it, and they haven't even said that they would, like the last time, join any protection of the skies over Israel like they did the last time. So people are really not wanting to get more involved, and they're calling for it to actually calm down and for some kind of ceasefire. That looks unlikely. And I think what's really interesting for the United States and for you all to figure out is what is coming out of Israeli reports. Israeli reporters are saying that there seems to be a much higher level of coordination between the United States and Israel than is being said publicly, and that even some of the words, some of the actions, including potentially the so-called meeting that's meant to be happening to continue a nuclear deal this weekend in Oman, that was all potentially part of a deception. So I think that is going to be very interesting to look at the extent of the U.S. Action in this and permission. What we do know is that Prime Minister Netanyahu has been itching for this fight for years. And we also know that no other American president has allowed any Israeli prime minister to take this kind of action. This will be the first time that this kind of action has been permitted or greenlit or whatever you want to call it by an American president. If you remember, the crisis stems from President Trump pulling out of the nuclear agreement back in his first term. From that moment when Iran was bound and had been verified by the international agencies to keep its uranium enrichment low, it started to produce at higher levels. And what appears to have triggered this movement now is two reports from the IAEA, which is the UN nuclear surveillance agency, which has said two things. One, that Iran has produced up to about 60%, which they believe is, significant, much more rapidly than they expected. And also, in a second report, said that Iran had not allowed them enough access, sort of stonewalling certain access. And that is what caused the latest,
So they like, damn, like, Iran might have some trick up their sleeve, like, whoa, we thought it was going to take them 2 years to get here at this level of uranium enrichment. And they did this shit in like 3 months. It was some reports that say like within the next 2 months, they would have had a working nuclear bomb. It's kind of fucking sad, but it's almost like if everybody got nukes, nobody got them. It's kind of sad, but if you're in Iran, you might be hoping that y'all have a nuke ready. I mean, one nuke in the air, one fucking bomb go off, boom. this war comes to a standstill, the people of Israel say, "Holy fuck!" It's almost like if you got, I don't want it to happen. It's like no, but it's like, damn, what are you pushing them? If you think that Iran is just going to be like that their whole structure, the empire of Iran is just going to crumble without a fight, then you don't know the Persian people. Like, or the government. Like, are you crazy? If they go, these are the people that they're saying are suicide bombers and death to America and death to Israel and we're going to bomb and Allah. Like, these people believe you get a reward for going in battle and killing yourself. Just like when we fought Japan, like the kamikazes was like a different level. They came over here and to crash. Like, they weren't even thinking about coming back and making it home. American troops, Israeli troops are like, we're trying to make it home. Let's get out of here. They like, I came to fucking stay. I came to destroy everything. I ain't trying to go back home. How do you fight against people that's like, take me too? I came here for us. We all going to heaven. We all going to the maker. We ain't trying to sneak in and plant something and get out. They going to get in there and boom, 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 boom. One of those happened, maybe Israel stop. They get in there and somehow take down that Iron Dome and just boom. Or somebody sneak them a weapon, Russia or one of their allies. They might be fucking in Saudi Arabia, like in one of the other Muslim nations and putting something together. Like Israel watching us too closely here in the homeland, like in Tehran. Like let's take this out. They might be in fucking with the Houthis. They might be on the outskirts of Africa somewhere putting something together. And when they launch that shit, this is crazy. This is bananas that we're waiting for this. It's literally watching this country be bullied until something happens. Like, what's the Archduke Ferdinand moment that, like, boom, we're in war now?
Reports from the IAEA. Israel clearly believes that it had neutralized serious opposition, including from Iran. So far, you've seen, and I'm going to say this because it's relative, only 100 drones have been sent in retaliation, but no missiles yet and no nothing. And also Hezbollah is not involved, Hamas is not involved, other Iranian proxies are not involved, in great part because they have been defanged. Israel apparently feeling that it, though, was reaching what they call, I believe, a zone of immunity, something like that, where something needs to be done before Iran is in a state of being able to do something without it being able to be pulled back. So this is very complicated. The Arab states, including those who made, agreements under the Abraham Accords with Israel, are all calling for calm, and we'll just see where it goes next. And by the way, it was the Persian Empire and not the Iranian Empire. In Iran right now, the president is making a
she corrected Trump. Like I said, it's the Persian Empire. Fuck is the Iranian Empire.
State television to call for unity and also, as he said, to raise Iran's head up. Clearly, this also presents potentially a matter of survival for the current regime. Back to you.
Christian, thank you so much. Stick with us. Let's go to Oren Lieberman now. Oren, you've been covering this since the wee hours of the morning as this was playing out. I was watching you overnight. Is the attack over?
The short answer is no, it doesn't look like it is. We've been here in the Bureau in Jerusalem covering these for the last 10 hours since the first wave of strikes occurred, striking the nuclear enrichment facility in Natanz and a number of other places across the country. That's where we see that 200 fighter jets hitting 100 targets. But it looks like that number may continue to grow. The IDF spokesperson just got on camera a short time ago and put out a statement where he said the Air Force continues to strike in Iran over the recent hours. And it was Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu who, in his first video statement, said this could continue for days. Israel has made clear that it has a number of goals here, including either destroying or degrading Iran's nuclear capabilities, as well as taking out Iran's top military and nuclear leadership. And that we have already seen play out. A number of Iran's top military leaders, including the head of the Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps and the head of the Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps Air Force have been killed as part of these strikes. The latter is significant because he was in charge of Iran's ballistic missile program, and that remains the great fear here, that Iran has the capability to launch hundreds of ballistic missiles at Israel that could overwhelm Israel's air defenses. And he was also responsible or led Iran's retaliatory attack against Israel last April. So he has been, or had been, I should say, in this sort of scenario, and was clearly very high on the list of Israeli targets as they went after, again, not only the nuclear facilities and the ballistic missile facilities, but the top of the military and nuclear leadership in what is frankly a remarkable sweep of strikes in terms of the numbers, the targets, how far spread across they are across pretty much all of Iran and in a number of neighborhoods in Tehran itself.
What do we do, America?
Joining us now.
What do we do? What do we do? Oh, I seen this one too. Fuck it, we're gonna watch this too. I hope y'all still here with me.
CNN Global Affairs analyst Brett McGurk. He's a former White House coordinator for the beginning to unfold even before we knew what targets were hit.
Israeli spy agency smuggled weapons into Iran before.
Who was killed and how far this wave went. You know more about strategy here and the players here than most anyone. What is your view on this Israeli attack on Iran this morning?
Well, Kate, I'd make 3 points. I think the Israelis are calling this Operation Rising Lion. I would call it Operation Kitchen Sink. As you've been reporting, as Sarah just reported, this is airstrikes, sabotage, Mossad, an incredibly extensive operation that is still ongoing. It has eliminated in a single night the entire military command structure of Iran. I just cannot underestimate how significant this is. The head of Iran's military, General Bagheri, the head of their missile and drone program, General Hajizadeh, the head of their National Security Council, Ali Shamkhani, former head but really still acted in that role, and the head of the Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps, Hussein Salami, who organizes all the proxy groups across the Middle East, Hezbollah, Hamas, and others through the Quds Force. So incredible. Second point, this shows just total intelligence dominance and penetration by Israel into Iran. And that really limits what Iran can do in response here. The people who would have met this morning to figure out how to respond are all dead.
And that may not be the best thing for Israel, because they may have figured out like they did before, let's send 100 drones. We know that they ain't gonna really make it, but we have to save face. But by taking out, you got to think, by taking out the head, sometimes it's like we in America we got gangs and stuff. Like they take out the heads of the Black Panthers, the Bloods, the Crips, and then that just created street gangs. So he may have had a leash on them. He may have had a leash on like a doomsday scenario. Like, yo, we got these weapons. We giving y'all this and that. There's nuclear waste or whatever. Don't use it. This is Armageddon. This is if I die and these other people die, then it's off. They may have a contingency plan that if they going down, they taking the whole fucking territory down with them. Like, once again, I say it, some of these people are religious. Like, they got a religious leader in Iran who leads it. That may be why Israel ain't touching him, because they may know where he at. But if they touch him, then that's seen as like attack on their religion. They may come into Israel and it ain't gonna be no sophisticated attack. It's gonna be different groups doing different things. Israel will be fighting a 2-front or a 3-front war. They will be fighting a 10-front. Whether it's the Houthis, Hamas, whoever, they going just like it could get really, really bad. And not just for Israelis in Israel. Israelis everywhere across the globe, they may have to come together. This is not good. If anything, they would have made a good decision, like, okay, we got this capability to this capability, and say, well, fuck it. Now they can say, fuck it, the country going down, death to them, freedom fighters come out, like this is what we've been waiting for, Armageddon scenario, boom, 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 everybody press the button, the world's over. So don't see it as just a good thing that, like, yeah, we got them, yeah, we took the top leaders, okay? Now somebody else going to take control, and they may not have fucking common sense.
And there will be no surprise. Israel will know clearly exactly what Iran is going to do. I think they'll be ready for it. There will be a response, but the ability of the Iranians to organize a coordinated response is significantly degraded. I think those saying this is going to lead to an uncontrollable Middle East war, I think that's really overheated, because Iran has just been significantly degraded here, and Israel clearly knows what's coming. Third point, importantly, why is this happening? I have to say, I lived through this. October 7th and the Hamas attack into Israel changed the strategic equation in the Middle East. Iran made a fateful decision after that to join in the attack against Israel, lighting up Hezbollah, the Houthis, all the proxies in Syria and Iraq to attack Israel, and twice launching massive attacks from Iran into Israel. And Israel made clear after October 7th, it will no longer ever allow threats to fester. That's really what this is all about. And what happened in the last 10 days is Iran significantly ramped up its nuclear program. The IAEA, the International Atomic Energy Agency, found just flagrant violations by Iran in meeting its obligations. And just finally, in Vienna on Thursday, 19 countries found Iran in violation of its nuclear commitments. First time that's happened in 20 years. So the choices Iran made here were just massive miscalculations. So that's the backdrop, and I can't say exactly how this is going to play out, but that is basically what led to this extraordinary operation by the Israelis. And
there's terrible decisions by Iran. Nobody's saying they're smart. This is a terrible regime. They're holding the people down. The people of Iran are great people. Like, just like the people of America are great people, but we just argue about stupid shit and the government holding us down, the government this and the government that. Just like the people of Israel are beautiful, amazing people. And most of them are against their government and protesting Netanyahu right now. Stop linking the people to the government. Stop linking, I'm saying it again, the people to the government. These government officials, our government officials, Republican, Democrat, they're fucking heinous. Like with the immigration problem, they both taking, like, they take sides and positions so far apart so that they know that they can't come together. Like, they don't want a middle ground. They just want to be, I think this, I like red, I like blue. Well, can't we agree on a color that's combined? No, I don't want that because of this and that. And it's more blue than red, and it's more red. It's stupid. And we're the ones that's paying for it. But the average citizen, I'm sure it's the same over there as it is over here, are working paycheck to paycheck. They working fucking 80 hours a week. They ain't got time to be watching the news and CNN and looking and seeing who lying, who not. They're just like, I hope the eggs get cheaper. After this, if they fight, will the eggs get cheaper? Then do it. If they fight, would a milk get cheaper? Then do it. Like, that's what they want. That's what they on. And these politicians say, I'm gonna fix everything. I'm gonna fix it. And then they get in, and then the people are like, I know he ain't gonna do nothing. I don't know why I was tricked again. It's nonsense, but that's why we here, Cave Dwellers. That's why we here. The truth. If you ain't got time to watch and shit and do all that and be on it all week, turn on one of these and shit and watch 2 or 3 of my videos. You'll be caught up for the week. On Sunday, watch them all before Monday you go to work. On Saturday, you got some time at night. Watch them all for that week, and you'll be fucking caught up on the stupid shit that's happening and how they're lying to us.
And Iran.
You were involved in helping prepare Israel's defense after Iran launched its massive attack in October. What is the president's national security team doing right now? President Trump's national security team, he's set to meet in the Situation Room with them at 11 a.m. this morning. What's going on behind the
Situation Room for that? It takes 13 minutes for a missile to be launched from Iran to Israel, only 100. A limited window to shoot them down or deflect them. Both the defenses in both those incidents were highly effective. Our military structure through CENTCOM, it's all the same people. They know exactly what they're doing, and I am sure that is all being put in place now. But I have to say, it's going to be very difficult for Iran to organize a response like this. I think they are all probably in bunkers waiting for the other shoe to drop. So I'm certain we are getting ready, and we will help defend Israel. I think the president made that clear.
Hell no. Fuck no. What the fuck does that mean? Let them fight their own battle. See, that's that stupid shit. We're going to help them. We ain't got nothing to do. We ain't got no say. We can't vote none of them in. We can't vote none of them out. But we just say, help the president, because we said so. Oh, send the Marines over there. Send the Air Force over there. Send them all the munitions they want. We got to help them because we in it. What the fuck? Are we living in the Twilight Zone?
That is absolutely right. We are not involved in this.
We got problems in California and New York. What are we doing?
Direct attack, but we will help defend Israel. And those preparations are underway, and it's fortunate. Again, I lived through this. I helped coordinate the defense twice last year, so we very much know how to do this.
When it comes to retaliation, and as you seem to be describing, Brett, that response from Iran this time might be very different from what we have seen in the past because of how crippling this attack was and how crippled they have become, and how deeply Israeli intelligence has penetrated into Iran. What we've heard from Iran ahead of this was that Iran will vowed to strike U.S. targets in the region in the event of any attack on its nuclear program. The line from the defense minister recently was, if a conflict is imposed on us, all U.S. bases are within our reach, and we will boldly target them in host countries. What do you make of that in the light of today, of what we're seeing here?
So they have that option, and they might try. I think if they do, then I think that brings the Americans in a very significant way. And that'll make the situation even worse for Iran, and I think they know that. Something here is significant, Kate. After that October attack I mentioned, Israel did launch airstrikes into Iran, unprecedented. They took out all of Iran's strategic air defenses. To this day, Iran has not responded to that. Iran is in a very, very weak position. But listen, they will respond. They will try to muster a significant response.
They're weak. Don't forget that. They're weak. What kind of dog bites? A scared dog bites. They're weak. And he's seen it as a good thing. They're weak. They're running. They're scared. They think they're going to die. They're human. They're men. They will fucking attack without. What are you doing? If you put somebody in the back and they back against the wall and they think they're going to die anyway, then they're going to go all out. And that's the scary part.
I think their ability to do so is limited, but there will be a response. We are not out of this at all. And I think we have to make sure, if I was in the White House right now, number one, protection of Americans. What are our facilities? What are our protections? What are our defenses? That is point number one. Second, helping the Israelis defend themselves against what's coming, and also having visibility into what the Israelis are still planning, because this is very much ongoing. I would say one final point, Kate. Just the nuclear program. This does not take out all of Iran's nuclear facilities, most likely. Iran still has that card. They could try to push rapidly for a nuclear weapon. I think that would be, again, a strategic miscalculation, but this has some ways to go.
No, it wouldn't, because then they put it out, and like, if you're a scientist there and you're like, oh my God, this is our life, it's almost like we had like the Manhattan Project and shit, and like trying to drop a nuke on Japan or whatever. It's like they rush it up. Something that would usually take 2 years to complete takes months. Like COVID, they're like, oh, it might take 3 years for a vaccine, but if everybody working on it, that 3 years is now fucking 2.5 months, whatever it is, because they got it. Money ain't an issue. They like, we're gonna kill your ass. Get this shit done. We're going to die. Your family's going to die. Those scientists, instead of just, we getting paid some big bucks, let's drag this out as much as we can so we can get overtime. Nah, they're like, we need to finish this now. It is 2025. They could ask, Russia could easily slide them. No, look, this is what you're doing wrong. You're doing this. No, you need to add a little bit over here and a little bit here. Yep, that mixture ain't right. It's close, but it ain't. There you go. Boom, here's the formula. Drop some fucking nukes on them. Send one to Ukraine while you're at it. You never know. They have allies too. People forget that. China, Russia, like they not on our side in this. Like we're spreading democracy everywhere. Huh? You get democracy and you get democracy. We don't even feel like we got fucking democracy at home half the time, but we just spread it. And our military ain't the Midas. We got machines and shit, death destruction, but yo, oh my God. Y'all get
More
it.
on the breaking news. Israel is warning it will continue its game
to October 7th, 2023. My biggest concern about October
7th, 2023. We're in 2025 now. Dad, I forget how fucking far away that was.
7th was not just that Israel felt shattered and Israeli society felt shattered, an extraordinary human catastrophe, although that was paramount on all of our minds. But from a strategic level, Israel was perceived to be in the region to be a paper tiger. Mm-hmm. And if you look at so much of the gains Israel had made diplomatically, geopolitically in the region, the Abraham Accords, path towards Saudi normalization, so much of that was about Israeli strength, that these other, enemies of Israel or former enemies of Israel or future friends of Israel, however you want to explain it in the region, or skeptics of Israel, wanted to partner with Israel because Israel was viewed as so strong militarily from an intelligence standpoint. And suddenly Israel on October 7th looked like a paper tiger. And I think you saw a lot of players in the region pulling back from Israel. That's all going to be changing. And you saw some of that, obviously, with the pager attack against Hezbollah and the way Israel systematically took out Hezbollah and Nasrallah, what Israel has done to Hamas.
This shit's crazy. All right, cave dwellers, listen. they could sit there and say Israel's a paper tiger. Now they showing their strength. They putting their dick everywhere. They putting it all over the furniture. This is mine. They marking territories like they cats, son. They just marking like they're a cat in heat. Well, I tell you what, it could also be said that these nations could look at Israel and be like, whoa, they stronger than we thought they was. Maybe they got maybe it's some Mossad in our ranks. Maybe we should, like, you know what I mean? Like, almost like Batman, right? Like, he loves Superman and all those other ones, but he also got a plan to kill Superman if he was to become crazy or somebody was to take control of his mind and he can't even do nothing. It's like Superman's still big. Like, you're so much of a threat that if somebody was to stick you with something or take control of your mind, they could use you to destroy everything. So I got to come with a plan to kill you. So there's a couple of Batmans out there looking at this Superman Jewish Israeli tiger and saying, maybe we don't want to end up like Siegfried and Freud. Maybe we better figure out a way to put this tiger down if it comes for us. Because look what they doing to Iran. You got that part of it too. Let me know what y'all think, Cave Dwellers. So far, I'm extremely disappointed in Trump. He's told Netanyahu to stop certain things and stop this and that, and obviously he just ain't fucking listen. And our presidents just keep making, like, they can't come out and be like, nah, I ain't know nothing about this. They ain't tell us nothing. They did this without U.S. and we told them to stop it. Because then now they're adversaries. That AIPAC, man, must be a beautiful fucking thing. They must be getting hella money from AIPAC. I don't know. But it's like I guess we're buying weapons and then paying them, then Israel paying them with that, or like, I don't know. Let me know what y'all think, Cave Dwellers. This is stupid. You could support Israel. You support that they have the ability to defend themselves. And then you got Gaza. There's still people in Gaza fucking starving. Now this is going to overshadow that. Kids in Gaza starving and the whole blockade and people and what is it? Greta Thunberg, whatever her name is. It's all that's forgotten. The kids of Gaza right now is not even a thing. Usually we'll be Palestinians and the Gaza kids. Now we're talking about this. So if ever I'm a kid in Gaza, I'm like, damn, when the news gonna come back around and cover me? After this, next week? Fuck, right? Come on. God bless these people. Every nation, man, we stop this and stop. Netanyahu, stop. Cave Dwellers, like, share, subscribe. If you made it this far, you're a goddamn Cave Dweller. You better subscribe. Smash up that like. It's free. Let me know what y'all think. Leave a comment. Let's talk about this whole thing. Let's be polite. Let's ask questions. Everybody's heated, but remember this. If you here in America, these people got it way worse than us. You better, I don't care what position you use. I don't care if you're watching this at the library on Wi-Fi because you homeless and you sleep in your car at night or on the park bench. You doing way better than the people of Gaza. Believe that.